एक सेकंड एक सेकंड एक सेकंड Okay guys, can you hear us now? I think there was something on mute. I'm not sure if I changed that or not. All right, thanks Nova, thank you for confirming that. And we are live, Suraj. Okay, so for people who could not hear us in the first 3-4 minutes, welcome back to Indian Racing League. It's really good to be back in the comms box once again, although with a brand new console and with a warranty of 1 year, I should add. So that is very, very heartening to see as we are witnessing Shadow Sword here. But joining me in the comms box tonight is Suraj, who is also enjoying his sabbatical away from league racing and has a wonderful, wonderful rig at his home. So if you're in Mumbai, go check that out. Shadow Sword has made a mockery of that Stowe corner. But Suraj, welcome to tonight's coverage of Indian Racing League. We are in a very, very wet Silverstone where people are using full wet tires. And what do you think tonight's race is going to give us?
Well, it's not just as I was about to welcome you back, thinking Nate has made a mistake and he has crashed out. I'm guessing in our own dear Hamilton state, but while that is on, again, I must welcome you back. Malav, good to have our lead convoy back in our combox. So yeah, sabbatical has been going really good. A lot of time for myself, but talking about having good time, I don't think drivers are having good yet. It's raining in qualifying, and as my data says, it's gonna race. It's gonna rain in the race as well. So it is gonna be a wet season, wet sessions for tonight, I must say. So all down to the 20 drivers to get their wet weather skills up and up their ante whatever they could and muster and qualify as high as possible. So yeah, talking about that, Hushraf has put a lap. It's 43 flat. I don't think that is quick enough. But yeah, it is just the first run, banker lap, and as we speak, goes 7/10 faster. Vifix. Talking about Vifix, having a good run so far, 3 wins, consecutive wins, and would be aiming for 4th in a row. And I remember him talking about breaking Caesar's record, who currently holds most consecutive wins in IRL. Talking about Caesar, who is currently P2 in the championship, is on an out lap, and with the pairing of Vifix and Caesar is looking strong. They are enjoying a healthy lead in the constructors, but who is not enjoying is Hushraf, who had a bad season, or I must say a bad race in Monza. He would be looking to bounce back, Malav.
Absolutely, that's correct. And Hushraf, who did not finish last weekend's race in Monza, would be hoping to pick up some more points as he's trailing both the Alpha Tauris. Vfx leading the Drivers' Championship by 23 points ahead of Caesar, who did not have the best of the races in Monza either. But that's Alpha Tauri domination. It feels like F1 2020 is back from the way they are performing right now, as Caesar has just started his hot lap. He's on the Wellington straight before he breaks for the next corner. And yeah, let's see how he tags along. There is Redstone, who's on a lap as well. Redstone, I believe, was last night's race winner in Division 2. Oh, as Caesar has to get across from, I think that was a Williams, which was sideways. And let's see what Caesar does. But yes, you're right, Suraj, these are early days in a wet qualifying session. So it is quite likely that these lap times which you see as VFX has just gotten faster, they will be tumbling down as the time goes on. The drivers become more and more comfortable with these conditions. And I want to see if anyone dares to go on an intermediate tire, maybe towards the end of the session. And it's already looking like intermediates. You know what?
It does. But I'm not sure if it's a spectator thing or is that actually what drivers are also feeling on the track. But looks very entry condition for some reason.
Yeah, it definitely seems Inters from here on out. But let's see
And
what the drivers do. And Caesar goes fastest with a 42.2, about a tenth clear of his teammates. So Alpha Tauri won to the championship, and just as I say that, the Mercedes of Bharat has gone fastest with a 41.1. But I have a feeling none of these lap times will matter in a few minutes when everyone is out on the intermediate tires.
times are tumbling, which means the track is getting faster, which very well could lead us to the Inter scenario. And by the looks of it, I don't see maybe like 3-4 laps or 3-4 minutes. It should be in high 30s.
Yep, let's see. As Nova is asking if that's a quali ban for Tanishq. TBK, you are in the chat, so let us know if you are serving a quali ban tonight or you just crashed out somewhere, which we somehow missed when we were trying to sort out our audio issues. As Chipshima has a moment at Maggots and Beckets and has to bail out of that attempt. Where is Yash Gosalia meanwhile? He's on the hanger straight and he does not have a front wing. So he is going to go back in the pits. It's just on a lap. He has invalidated. Chipshima bailed out of that one. Ahif is
My
in
hunch is on
P6.
Cops. Something happened to him and must have happened at the Cops.
Which driver?
Yash.
Oh, yes, Kosalia, right. He's back in the pits. And let's see if VFix or anyone is going for a consecutive run or not. I'm not sure. No, I don't think he's going for a run. I'm not entirely sure as Bharat goes even faster. The first man to break into the 140s.
And as we speak, Redstone and Easy Level Bot are out on Inters. So
Wow,
yup, that is a gamble, and let's see if that gamble will pay off for these two guys. But it definitely looks like Inter conditions.
Yeah, it does look like that, and I think the timing of them coming out and the fuel they are carrying is also quite important here, because they might not, since the pit lane is very long here, they might want to just stay out until the end of the session on those Inters if it does not dry out. So that basically means they should have maybe 3 or 4 laps of fuel so that they can end the session on this set of tires and probably qualify as high as they can. Of course, is this new season, new regulations, there is no tire rule, and we probably know it's going to be a wet start anyway. So it does not matter if your tires are used. If you're qualifying tires, you're not going to need them towards the end of the race. And let's see what Redstone does. Redstone has already started his lap, and let's follow him along. But what we'll do is, when Hushrav is about to start his lap, Suraj, let me know, and maybe you can take us through an entire lap of this circuit on Inters conditions.
For sure, and I think Yash is behind a car. He's in an out lap, so there is no traffic scenario. But yeah, people are coming back. All the wet guys are coming back to pits, it seems.
Yeah, there you go. Sector 1 purple for Redstone up in the Aston Martin. So it's clearly the right call. Now I'm hoping that everyone has enough time and fuel to do a couple of runs on these intermediate tires. Bharat's still out on track. He's yet to come back in the pits. There he goes, just in the pits now. And I believe everyone will be on those green walled intermediate tires any moment now.
Well, and as Redstone approaches, exits Beckett's and enters Chapel, and it is purple. I mean, at least the game tells us that. But let's see, where does it put? Is he up on his time? Well, he's in sector 3, so we'll only know once he crosses the finish line. But looks like he is having a decent grip.
Through the final corner he goes across the line. I expect him to be on pole, and he is, but
He
not
is
by
pole,
quite
but
a few margin, 1.5 seconds to that. Hushrav is still in the second sector, so it will take him a while. Who else is on a lap here? Is Easy Level Bot on a lap? He's going through the cops corner right now, and is Jishnu ahead of him? No, it's not. It's someone else. Right, so Ethan is on an out lap and he is on the wet tires. So I'm not entirely sure what his thinking here,
Why?
but yeah, that's a bit unusual to see. But easy level bot now through Stowe, and just the final couple of corners to go into Wales. This will be his first lap of the session, so he's left it reasonably late to put any time on the board.
And
And
Hushraf is up.
now as he goes across the line, it's P10 for him, and let's go on board with Hushraf. Suraj, this is all yours.
And this is the lap. So enters our first of our championship leaders. Be putting a lap, approaching turn 3. Very important to get the balance of the car right, because that's what matters is just the exit into the Wellington Straight. And by talking about Wellington Straight, looks like Hushraf might have got affected by the traffic down the village section, but I am guessing he would go all in as he enters Brooklyn. It's all about making the use of the mechanical grip of the car available, and as he's trying to do, there is a McLaren who goes out, and it looks like is it Azun? I'm not sure, but the most important corner, or the most controversial corner of the Silverstone circuits, takes it pretty nice and wet, I must say, Hushraf, and approaches the famous maggots, goes into brackets, struggling with the car and positioning it well to have a great exit into the chapel. Now it is Hanger Straight, where it is all about making that final turn, I must say the most important one. But it's look like he's very cautious for some reason, or maybe it's wet weather driving, which is master and I'm not, and we wait for the final few corners where it's all about traction. So go upshift as high as you can and try to balance the car out and press it across to get into the lap time, which is 38.9. So it is almost 6 tenths up on Yash. So that's a pretty decent lap, Malav.
Yeah, that is a decent lap, and Easy Level Bot has retired in the pit, so his qualifying is done. Bfix and Caesar, both of whom are also on contention for the pole position, have just started their lap, so we'll come back to them a little bit later. Redstone Derp is about to finish his lap. He has just a couple of corners to go, so let's see what he can do. He's gone a little bit wide at Stowe, but he's going to keep his lap time. That has not been invalidated. As I see a few more drivers crossing the line, probably going to start their laps. But here we go, Redstone Derp in his Aston Martin across the line. He still has one more lap to go. He goes on provisional pole with a 38.7, 2 tenths clear of Hushraf. And now let's turn our attention to VFix, who's now approaching the Stowe corner, the Cops corner, sorry. And not sure how much he's up by. We'll know his delta in just a few seconds, as we see a lot of retirements already from the session. One of them is Kimi in the village section, as VFX navigates maggots and buckets and chapel, and he's up. It seems like
by
I don't have the delta,
seconds.
but two and a half seconds. That would mean that he would definitely challenge the top two for sure, and he keeps it in 6th gear as opposed to 5th by other drivers, as Caesar goes P2 with a 38.8, and it's very, very close at the top. VFX has already taken 4 poles. Can he make it his 5th pole in 7 tries? Across the line he goes. It's pole position for VFX.
That's a mega lap.
But what a lap from VFX, which, trust me, it's not over yet. Hushraf is still... Okay, Hushraf is just starting a lap now, so he will... Let's see how he goes about this. Bharat has started a lap as well. There is Ahif, who's about to cross the finish line, and he's on the wet tires. Oh, that's a mistake, I believe. So he's not going to improve, I believe. What is Chip Shima up to? Oh,
Hushraf is up by 2 tenths. Hushraf is up by 2 tenths. He needs at least 9 tenths, almost a second, to get that pole.
Wow, he does need about 8 to 9 tenths there to get that pole position, and he probably can make up a lot of time through Maggots and Beckets. As you know, he was a bit cautious in his first run on the intermediate tires. Let's see how committed he is this time around. Downshifts to 6th and probably then to 5th through the next part of the corner, and then down to 4th, upshifting it to 5th. That was nicely done, but still you feel he's leaving a bit of it on the table. 5 tenths improvement from Hushraf on that sector. Shadow Sword, by the way, has just popped up into P2, and now Hushraf, as he goes across the line, Caesar goes on pole with a 38.0. Our eyes on Hushraf. VFX is yet to complete his lap, but let's see what the Ferrari can do. Can he end this domination by AlphaTauri by putting his car on the front row? Across the line goes Hushraf. Is almost, oh, it was a 38.023. That would have put him on pole, but he has invalidated that lap time. VFX is back in the pit, so that means it's Caesar for the pole position.
Comes back our own Brandon Lee of IRL. Caesar 1310 mega lap. We could not cover it, but that's a lap by a chime.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we could not cover it. Our eyes were on Hushraf and VFX. Apologies, Caesar. That was his first pole, by the way, Suraj, of the season. And
after so long. After so long.
After so long, you're right. And he definitely needs this, because while they're comfortable in the Constructors' Championship, he does need some points to challenge his teammate for the Drivers' Championship. And a pole position in which it's probably going to be a wet race definitely helps.
And while I was following Hushraf, I think it all happened for him at the final 2 corners. What we call as club. The only difference that I observed from his lap and Vifix tries to enter the final 2 section of in 4th gear, but I think Hushraf couldn't turn well. He shifted a gear down to 3rd, and while exiting he had a moment, and it was all about correcting the balance onto the exit to the finish line, and that is where Hushraf lost it.
Yeah, it could have gotten him the pole, but there you go. Caesar and VFX as an AlphaTauri front row lockout with Shadow Sword, a surprise P3 for him. Redstone, a very good performance in P4, followed by Hushraf, Yash Kosalia, Jishnu, Bharat, URL Ethan and Kimi. Those are the top 10, and wow, that's how many? That's like 5 drivers who have set times on wet tires, and that is very surprising to see, at least from the commentary box, where it looks so obvious that Inters was the faster tire, Suraj.
Right, and fabulous performance by Shadow, Redstone and Yash. I mean, these guys need points desperately. They never had a good run yet in this season, so I think that gives them a real good chance to get some solid points today.
Absolutely, as Tanishq has rejoined after he crashed out of qualifying, so let's hope he's back in time for the formation lap, in control of his car, and starts the race all well. And you can see it's raining in the pit lane, so pretty sure it's going to be an intermediate start. Well, the commentator in me, Suraj, wants to see some dry running, so we can see some DRS, some overtakes, and probably some drama. Now that we are no longer stewards, we definitely want to see that as well.
A lot of drama.
A lot of drama. But yeah, 16 seconds to go before drivers are locking in their strategies and fuel. And I assume because this is a wet race, a lot of drivers would probably be taking off fuel from their car. They want a lighter car. You're anyway naturally going to save fuel in a wet race. So, and of course, maximum tire pressures. But here we go. All the cars on the grid. It's really good to see a full grid for a D1 race, and you can see everyone on those intermediate tires.
It is, and look at that. AlphaTauri P1, P2 and Caesar in P1. That is a view that we all wanted to see for quite some time, and hopefully these boys have to have a clean start with likes of Shadow, Redstone and Hushraf, who are aggressive in a very fair way. Will would want to make as many positions at the start.
Absolutely, and it is a very interesting second half of the field as well. You can see the likes of Chipshima and Azun and Easy Level Bot and Epic Brothers. Epic Brothers especially, he usually does very well in qualifying sessions. One of the contenders for pole mostly in almost all races. So it should be interesting to see how he performs. And just ahead of him is Noobshan, who, by the way, will have 10 seconds added to his race time. Not 10, I'm sorry, 15 seconds added to his race time from last race because he ignored blue flags. So that's something which he likes to do.
Oh,
We all know that. But he
Nubshan
doesn't
and
care.
blue
He's a
flags.
reserve. He does not care one bit, however many penalties or time penalties he'll get. But yeah, that should be fun. The likes of Noobshan and Epic Brothers and Easy Level Bot, even Thinking Nade, who is, I think, has been back with us after a long time. So should be fun to see how his race evolves. And of course, Tanishri Kiran in P20. What a driver he is. Absolutely. Oh, is that a Red Bull which is. Yeah, that is a Red Bull. It's Ethan who lost it, I think, at Maggots and Brackets and is now sent back to the grid. But speaking of the front two, Caesar and VFix, they will have to work together. Remember, they were in a similar situation 1 week back, Suraj, where VFix had taken pole and Caesar was in P2. And I was in the same party chat as him, and Caesar was not exactly happy with the space given to him by VFix. Caesar eventually lost P2 and Hushrav slid in between the two Alpha Tauris. This time they will have to ensure they work together and ensure that no one loses any positions, at least between the two of them. But again, it's a different track, different conditions.
And
Anything could
Silverstone is
happen.
not a straightforward race start. It is not so straightforward. Your actual overtaking happens right around your turn 3, turn 4. So very important, and I think it's lights out. So over to you, Malav.
Absolutely, it's lights out, 5 lights on the grid, and lights are out. Away we go. It's a brilliant start from Caesar. VFX has bogged down a little. Let's see if Shadow Sword can try to overtake him down into turn 1. Round the outside goes Shadow Sword, and I think he has just about got VFX there, who's going to struggle now. Hushrav is up a position in P4. There's a diving Alpha, there's an Aston Martin, and here goes Hushrav down the inside of VFX. And I think VFX just about keeps that position, but they are still going to go side by side through the village section. Hushrav will have a great run from there, and VFX has had a terrible start. Let's see if Hushrav can get him. Tanishq has left the session once again. Hushrav dives down the inside of Lookfield, and I think he has just about managed to avoid contact with VFX. So finally, I think they would be settling in now, or would they? Because Hushrav is right on his tail. Easy Level Bot gets a 5-second penalty for cutting a corner and gaining a place. Up ahead, all's well in Caesar's world. But this is a fight which is just once again. Here goes Hushrav down the inside of VFX. And there's definite contact there. Hushrav is going to go for it again, you think. These two, it's like Hamilton and Verstappen all the time. You know something is going to happen. And here goes Hushrav once again, right on the back of VFX, riding on board with Redstone up. VFX is trying everything he can to break the slipstream. Hushrav round the outside, both of them go wide. And Hushrav still doesn't have the position locked and covered. But I think now he does as they approach Vale. And Hushrav, my god, I'm out of breath. It's been 1 lap since I've returned to commentary. And what a lap that has been. Hushrav making quick work. Well, it's not exactly quick work. He had to work really hard for it, but is finally ahead of VFX for the
And while
podium
that was
position.
happening, Malav, a lot of chaos back around P7, P8, P9. Bharat and Kimi at the restart.
Hushrav and VFX! No way! Both of them have lost multiple positions. Both Aston Martins, I'm sorry to cut you off there, Suraj, but Redstone and Yash, both of them have gained from it. VFX has lost more positions. He was trying to go for a lunge down the inside into turn 3, and VFX from P2 has fallen back into P7. I'm not sure if Hushrav has damage, but it is likely that VFX has one. Well, I don't see any end plate missing on VFX's car as well.
No, it
But
looks all good.
wow. Further
And
behind.
as they say, once loss is others gain. So Aston Martin, former teammates Preston and Yash, they would want to work together, and Preston would do anything to help Yash and get some points. But as we speak, I think Hushrav and is looking to make the pass back on Yash and on the Astons. But yeah, and Mega talking about starts. Mega start via chip schema, already 9 positions up. And Azun, who as usual likes to start from the back, is back in P12. But it is all even Stevens, I would say, for P1, P2 right now, and it's all happening from P3 down to P10.
Oh, he goes down the inside, Hushraf. And once again, more contact. And as you said, once loss is another gain. Look at this pool of cars. Just Hushraf! Oh my God, what is this happening here? And VFX is back into P6. Hushraf is back down into P9. Then there are so many cars fighting for the same piece of track. Caesar is 1.5 seconds ahead of Shadow Sword. And in all that, let's see if URL Ethan can gain, because he has gained 5 positions off the start. And as you said, Chip Shima, what a mega start from him, gaining 9 positions from P19 to P10. And Bharat is now sticking to the back of Jishnu as well. So that is a very, very chaotic start from almost everyone except Caesar and Shadow Sword. But what a start from Shadow Sword. That's what the start which kind of started this whole battle between VFix and Hushraf. Shadow Sword getting VFix off the line. VFix really had a terrible getaway, which invited Shadow Sword to take that position, and he did that cleanly around the outside. Let's see if VFix can make amends now. He's on the back of Yash Gosalia. His teammate Redstone Dub is a couple of cars ahead. Here goes VFix. He has a brilliant run through the chapel. And Yash is not going to make it easy, but VFix has enough speed. He's using his battery, but not enough, I feel, and has to stay behind for now. But Yash goes a little bit deep. Is VFix going to, or is... He stays back for now. I really hate this camera angle where you can see just one car when you're off board. But VFix stays in P6, Hushraf stays in P9, is on the back of Bharat. And thankfully, Hushraf avoided damage when he was pushed off the track. I think his car is still in one piece and doing fine. Shadow Sword, meanwhile, commendable driving from Shadow Sword. He's not letting... Oh, here goes Hushraf down the inside. That was a dive and a half. And he's still not completed the move. He'll have to probably do a switch back. And he does that as there is more contact, it seemed like. But I think Hushraf will have the inside line going into the next corner. And he does have the P8.
Bharat was involved in multiple incidents today. I think Bharat was involved with Kimi, who got spun right at the start, and also Epic Brothers. So that explains why both Kimi and Epic are down by 6 and 4 positions respectively. So talking about positions, I think it is VFix at the top who is down by 4, but looks like Jishnu is quite close to VFix than he is to Yash. So it is not about overtaking now for VFX, but also defending from Jishnu 1-1C.
Absolutely, VFX will have to keep an eye out on Jishnu, who is a very fast driver himself. Meanwhile, his teammate Shadow Sword is keeping Caesar honest, although he lost 4 tenths just as I say that. So, but still, it's a good first few laps from Shadow Sword, and he's not letting Caesar run away with this one. As further behind, I think Kimi and Quick Killer are having a battle of their own, and Quick Killer has just made a move around the outside of Stowe, and that is Quick Killer up into P13. That is his comeback race, by the way. Quick Killer, I don't think he has raced so far this season, but he's back and among the mix.
Yeah, he is, but then he is quite far behind by the pack, the chasing pack, which is right down from P4 to P12. So I think it's gonna take some time for the guys down below to catch up. But talking about catch up, it is VFX who is just a tenth and half behind Yash, and Yash in turn is just like 2 or 3 when the end VFX tries to make a move on Yash, but backs off. But now he would want to take use as much as URS, but he does not. I do not understand which turn it is. Bad camera angle, but I'm guessing it is Cops, and it is in Maggots and Backets that he would want to make a look, and he goes side by side, enters Maggots, but didn't go for a move, but he would want to line up as he is trying to enter Chapel. He's very close, and so is Jishnu to Vifix, but Vifix now uses all the battery that he has, but great positioning by Yash, and it doesn't give any space, any overtaking space to the cars behind. So great racing by these two guys. But talking about great racing, it looks like another look by Vifix, but he bails out on that one.
Oh, Jishnu has run into the back of VFix there. Red Road Dog has retired from the session. Is that going to be a safety car? I'm not sure, because that might be in the pits. Yeah, it seems like in the pits.
Not look like, is it? It doesn't look like in pits.
Yeah, that's.
I don't see any.
Yeah, it's an Aston Martin in the pits.
Martin.
Yeah, so that is him in the pits. I'm not sure if Jishnu has damage here. He really ran into the back of VFix at Vale, and Noah brings out a very important point here. It seems like VFix is running a lot of downforce, which means that he is not able to overtake Yash on the straight. So even if Yash, oh, here goes Hushrav, by the way. Hushrav down the inside of Jishnu, and I seriously think Jishnu has lost some pace. I'm not sure if he has damage, but he has lost pace, and he definitely has now lost a position to Hushrav, who's back into P6. And who is ahead of Hushrav, Suraj?
It is the one and only Vifix Carter, and now it is game on for these two guys, and not just for this but also Yash. So I think it is fight for a podium right now, unless there's a safety car.
Absolutely, you can see Yash struggling so much through maggots and buckets, but then on the hanger straight he's pulling away. Even in the slipstream, Vfix is not able to catch up, and that is what is keeping Yash in P4 right now, and is helping out URL Ethan as well in a way, and is helping out Stratosword and Caesar as well in a way, because the more time Vfix and Hushrav lose behind the likes of Gosalia and Ethan, the more easier it is for Caesar and Stratosword to control the race, as Vfix once again gets a brilliant run out of the final corner, but once again he's just not having enough straight line speed to get ahead of Yash Gosalia. I have a feeling now, and I really hope to God that Vfix does not get a little bit impatient with his moves, because you can see it in his steering inputs. He's getting a little bit jittery there. He's annoyed that he's not able to get ahead of Yash Gosalia, who is usually a very, very calm and collected person. But this whole battle with Hushrav and him having lost so many positions might have just charged him up a bit.
Yeah, and guess what? Who has two warnings? It is P4, P5 guys, Yash and Vifix. So another warning, and these guys are getting a 3-second penalty.
Here goes Hushrav, by the way. It's going to be side by side through co-ops as Hushrav and Vifix.
Oh, no! Both of them. No, it is not Hamilton and Verstappen. And
Ethan has lost it, by the way. Ethan has lost it big time, and is without a front wing that promotes Stratosword into P3, Vfix into P4, Jishnu into P5, and Hushrav. Can you just check for us if he has damage? That's a retirement from Thinking Nade, and it is a full course yellow. I'm not sure if it's safety car just yet.
Looks like a safety car. The safety car is out.
Safety car is out. Vfix in the pits. Vfix in the pits. Jishnu in the pits as well. Let's see what Hushrav does. Hushrav stays out. And oh my God, it happened, that God-forsaken corner of cops. Well, if you want to see how to overtake around cops, you can see my stream from last night. I did a first lap overtake on Smith Shah, but that's not how it worked out this time, and it is so miraculous Hushrav has no damage. He has had 2 excursions off the track, Suraj, and those were pretty hefty impacts at high speed, and he still doesn't have damage. His damage off in this lobby for Hushrav for some reason, but he's still up and running. He's into P4. Chipshima from P19 is up into P5, by the way. And I don't think we need to look at tires. I'm assuming it's in tires for everyone. Yes, it is.
But I'm failing to understand why would they want to go to pits now. Lap 8, unless they have a damage, which pretty sure Vifix didn't had. I didn't see Vifix changing his front wing at all. Ethan I can understand, but why Epic? Why IF? Why a zone?
Well, I'm assuming that you need to make a pit stop anyway on this track. You can't go the full length of the race without pitting even once. So they're getting that one stop out of the way and maybe hoping that their tires hold on until the end of the race, because then they won't have to pit. And this is Silverstone, the longest pit lane on the calendar. So if you're saving some time by not pitting, or rather pitting under safety car, that would save you a lot of seconds, Suraj. That would really help later on. But the likes of Caesar and Shadow Sword had already crossed the pit entry line, so there was no way they could have pit. And if they pit now, they'll lose a lot of track position. So they kind of have to continue on. But Khusrav not pitting, I think he was just trying to do something opposite to what others in front of him were doing. So that explains why Khusrav stayed out. And considering this is Silverstone, considering it's a high-speed track with a lot of potential for battles, you might see another safety car. You never know.
Very well. I mean, it is definitely possible by the looks of it. So close racing, so aggressive. Are Div 1 boys today, and there could be a chance, and there's a good chance that there will be a safety car. But by the looks of it, I think it is game on for Vifix, who looks in a prime position to go for the win.
Yeah, let's see. He'll have to. He's the first of the pitters, so everyone ahead of him has to pit once. But yeah, it seems like he's got a lot of overtaking to do. The likes of Kimi and Noobshan, who is I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, Noobshan is a really, really good defender of positions. I mean, I've seen him, and all by the book, not to take anything away from him, but he can really frustrate people behind him. So, and especially in these wet conditions, it's DRS is not. Oh, what is that? Yash Gosalia, what were you trying to do there? I don't know if you saw that. He was miles off the track. I think he had just stepped away from his controller for a while.
Jishnu, or I think Noobshan also went off for some reason. And talking about frustrating Noobshan, I'm guessing it is not just on track but off track as well. So that is Noobshan for us. And but yeah, I think it will take another lap at least. I see McLaren of easy level bot, who is quite back, almost 40 seconds behind. So that gives the likes of Vivek, Jishnu, Bharat, us zone quick killers at least 20 or 16 laps on those new set of winters, which is pretty manageable.
Yeah, so I understand why they pit now. I'm assuming it doesn't get dry from here. Although saying that, it is definitely raining right now. But yeah, so it will be a tough one for the top 8 who have not pitted so far. And I really want to see how they manage their races from now. Right, so safety car I think is going to go around the track at least for one more lap. Easy level, but you can see in the distance is just about catching up to the back of the pack. So that means they will have one more lap in a safety car and people will continue to lose temperature. But it again helps the people who have pitted, because as you said, Suraj, 16-17 laps on intermediates might just be doable here.
There might be. So I'm just looking at net gain of I think Chip Schema, 14 positions already. So even if at the restart, if he goes to pit maybe lap 15, lap 16, that would be a decent point finish for Chip Schema. At least I see P8, P9 where he can finish if things go, or things stand as it is. So good job by Chip Schema. But I guessing Noobshan and Kimi had a damage, pretty sure, in lap 1. So by the looks of it, it looked like he should have some side pod damage. So I'm expecting him to be slow at restart for sure. TBK, who had a lot of DNF this season, is just in front of Vifix. So Vifix would be tad nervous. And I see TBK car hosted. I'm not sure if
he has left the session, so I hope he can join back. But yeah, talking about TBK, imagine that his first 4 races were DNFs. He could not finish the race, forget scoring points. The next race he could not start, and the last race in Monza he scored 8 points. So let's hope he can continue the point scoring streak which he has just about started. But I think the drivers will be preparing their tires now because safety cars should be in at the end of this lap, and Caesar once again will have to ensure he gets a good launch. Well, it is a rolling start, so it will be slightly easier, but at the same time, there are very, very fast drivers, and Shadow Sword has shown us so far that he is able to match the pace of Caesar. The safety car is not in, Suraj. I don't see any message from race control that the safety car is in. The
No,
lights
it
are.
is not. It is not.
It might be a very late call, but it's going to continue on for one more lap. Wow. FIA, thank you so much. I don't know why that was necessary at all.
I mean, it's
Meanwhile,
not FIA, it's Codemasters. Or rather, EA.
Tanishq is in the pits, by the way. It's his AI which has pitted.
Oh, no, no.
And Epic Brothers gets a 5 second. Oh my god, Epic Brothers, no. So
I mean,
Epic Brothers.
There was an exchange of places for Epic. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
there was, and that's why he got a 5 second. Now he wanted to get rid of those 5 seconds by pitting under the safety car, and he got another 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. So
Oh,
I really feel sorry for him, but I think he has only himself to blame for the
carnage.
last
He's
final
changing
5 seconds
the
he
wing.
got.
He's changing the wing.
Yeah, I think
So
he
he
had
would have
a. I think he probably.
Oh, he would have gone into back of somebody, and that's how.
Yeah,
he
he
damaged
did,
his
he
wing.
did.
Oh, TBK! What? Oh!
Oh
So
my
I know
god,
what just
TBK.
happened.
Oh
I
my
know what just
God.
happened. He would have just taken the control,
Oh.
and just as he was exiting, he could not take the car, and he crashed straight into the barriers.
Oh my god, so that's a GIF. That is a GIF which is waiting to be made as Epic Brothers now exits the pits in P17. And I beg the FIA of Codemaster to now get us racing again. Epic Brothers hopefully should be catching up to the back of this pack pretty
Too
soon.
far. I hope safety car goes as slow as possible. But yeah, there is sector 2, so he will catch up for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he will catch up, and let's hope that we can get to some racing soon. We don't want a Monza kind of a race where we just keep going on and on under the safety car. And
But
the
it's
sector 2
helping.
line is at the exit of Chapel, just onto the hangar straight. That's where usually you will get a message under normal circumstances whether the safety car is coming in or not. Epic has just about joined, but not enough. And I still don't see a message, but I hope to see one on the top of our screen any moment now. Let's go, Codemasters. Let's not keep our viewers waiting. Caesar is doing everything he can to kind of signal to the safety car that we are ready to race, but it's staying out. It is staying out.
Why?
Oh my
Was it
god.
because of Epic? Was it because of Epic? Since he was far too behind.
I mean, that's
Not
the
sure
only
how the
likely
logic works.
explanation, but there was no explanation for the last lap. It did not need to stay out for the last lap. The previous lap, it did not need to stay out, but it is
And you
staying
know
out.
what it does? It helps the likes of Vifix, Vishnu, Bharat. Because more laps on the safety car means less laps for Caesar, Shadow, Yash to pull up a gap and slot behind Vifix or slot ahead of Vifix, Vishnu, Bharat if they are able to. But it looks like it is advantage is creeping towards or is inching towards Vifix, Vishnu and Bharat.
That is correct, but at the same time, is it a glitch? Now, Sid Venkatesh has said that a couple of times on the stream, and I'm just thinking, is this a glitch where the safety car just does not come in? I hope it's not,
Oh.
but
So if it's a glitch now, and if you have to do a restart, what will happen, Malav?
I really don't want to know. I mean, I wrote those rules about restart a long time back, and
I remember you drafting something about a 25% raise
yeah,
from the
yeah.
position.
No, so if okay, I think we should have that somewhere here. Let me know if the safety car is in. I'll just quickly go to the rules which I have drafted myself, but now I have forgotten, and see what was written. Oh, it's the sign up link I've opened, not the rules. Sorry.
And yes, you are right, Abhirat Shetty. Race might end under safety car. One rule that has dreaded for 2 consecutive
Alright,
seasons in real
so
life F1 as well.
50% race has not been completed. which means the safety car, I mean, the race can be restarted with the same grid order as qualifying and same weather conditions, but safety cars will be set on reduced. I really hope it doesn't come to that. I really hope we can just get racing from here on. And safety car, come on, safety car. Is there anything on Discord, by the way, if you can check? Because there is a very good possibility we might need to restart this race. Tanish Bikiran has joined in all this, but only to follow a procession of safety cars and only to see his car stricken on the side of the track. Alright, let me just go to Discord.
Nope, nothing in. But yeah, I see Ushraf Malov. Oh yes, Ushraf would want a restart. Why not? Why not? But yeah, 50% not done. So
Yep.
Yash has retired from the season, from the session.
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure
people
why I
will-
keep on saying season. It's session.
It's fine
Season is
now.
too
People,
wrong. Oh man, so it means extra hours for us in the combox, Malav, and
with no overtime. So
with no overtime. So I think we should just add to our check to Caesar 1310, who would be quite relieved by the restart, because it was not working out for him. But yep, as think we will close our stream right now.
we don't
and
need
we'll
to.
join-
We don't need to.
we don't
I
need
think
to?
I think we can just keep talking here, and when we get a fresh invite, we'll just join that stream if we can.
Right, so let's get down to the Bakchodis, and we see, talking about Bakchodis, epic, everybody is doing donuts, everybody is trying something over here. People are getting penalties. Ignoring yellow flag is Thakurwa. Not the first time, and I'm not guessing it's the last time, but Caesar, without a front wing, is behind safety car, driving cautiously and carefully as a race leader. Oh, now he goes back into safety car. Oh, he likes going back into safety car, does Caesar. No front wing, only the nose. Has to go behind the safety car. Oh, safety car is in this lap. Game on. So right now we have 3 drivers right now. So it is Caesar, Thakurwa and Epic who are getting ready for the restart. So it is all right now. And as we talk about restart, Thakurwa retires, but Caesar does not. He wants to win. He wants to win P1, even though it is.
Well, he's definitely going to get that
but
P1
he
now.
wants P1, and he goes to pits too late. Oh, he has no front wing, so he has to go into pits. Why not? Or he wants to go into pits and then retire, just trying to follow the rules. Caesar 1310.
Yeah, if he doesn't, then who will? You know. So
I mean, he does not, but yeah, but he likes to do whatever he can. He's again not retiring. I'm not sure why he's not. He is just trying to put another set of enters, new front wing. I'm guessing he wants to do some laps before the next session. He wants to get into the mode.
hang on, I'm just
Cool.
trying to sort out what happens with the grid order here.
So yeah, I think Marlon, we should end the stream now. It will take some time to restart. It's gonna have 50% race, so we might as well just restart the stream and go from there.
And of course the session does not exist, so I will have to end the stream here, guys, and we'll see you in the next stream when I'm able to restart the game and maybe the console as well.
Stopped?
Nope, 1 second, I'm just trying once again if I can using the same game session, then yes. Otherwise, I'll have to end the stream and restart the game. Nope. All right, guys. We'll see you in some time. Don't go anywhere.